I used to think that there was no way that I would be able to balance creating content and being a work from home mom and post consistently, get it all done. And recently I found a method that has helped me grow my TikTok and my Instagram page from pretty much nothing or not a ton of followers to my Instagram being at almost 10K followers and my TikTok being at almost 15,500 followers in just about 2 to 3 months. I really think it's when I started this method, and I did a few different things, and I want to talk to you guys about those in this video today. I don't normally do educational videos, but this is something I'm super passionate about and I wanted to share with you. I feel like I see so many people in my DMs and my comments like, how do you do it all? How do you create content and be a working mom? Sometimes I'm still winging it and I'm still figuring it out. I am by no means a huge content creator, but I do want to share a few tips and tricks that I think have helped me to grow my page or see more growth in my pages. And we're going to do some makeup, and I'm going to share all of those little meat and potatoes of how I found a little bit more balance in content creation. If you are new here, my name is Riley. I'm a work from home mom of 3 little kids. I have worked from home for the past 6, almost 7 years since my first was a baby. So I do have some street cred in the work from home mom department. I have no childcare, I have no daycare, no help at home, and I work a full-time job at home with all 3 of my kids and do content creation on the side. And it is crazy, but if it's something that you really want to do, you will make it work. I just want to share everything that I've learned so far, and I wanted to introduce myself a little bit. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, I really started hopping on the bandwagon of like the influencer content creator around the time that I had my first baby. I was super into the mom content and like mom creators. I feel like that was just booming around that time. And I really was leaning into that, wanted to do that. I posted a lot of pregnancy updates, pregnancy content. And this was also around the time of COVID, when I feel like YouTube was just booming and everyone was stuck inside and really being connected through social media. So I was like, you know what? I want to do that. I love to take pictures. I love to talk and post on social media. I thought that that would be a good avenue for me. Did that for a little bit. I saw a little bit of growth. I was getting a few like brand deals here and there. It was mainly just like gifted things for like pregnancy things and mom stuff, like nursing bras, maternity clothes, all of that, which I was so grateful and thankful for, because just the fact that all these brands wanted to send me things for free was so crazy. And I feel like that's kind of where I got the bug for content creation and wanting to be an influencer. And then after I had my first baby, I was hit pretty hard with baby blues and some like postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety after I had him. And I was really inconsistent with posting, trying to keep up with like my work from home job, because I was newly work from home because of 2020 and the pandemic, all of that. I was just posting here and there as I felt creative. I was just in my having babies era. And 10 months after I had my son, we got pregnant with our daughter, which was planned. I was super excited about it. Again, it was something I was like, oh, like I really want to keep going with the mom content and just sharing my life, sharing lifestyle content. I did that for a little bit. Still, same thing. I wasn't seeing much traction. I was trying to hop on the trends. I didn't really have an idea of what I really wanted to do. I was just kind of sharing my life in hopes that things were taking off, because in the content creation influencer culture of things, that is what was working for people. After that, I was really into posting recipes on TikTok. That's kind of really what got my start on TikTok. I was posting recipes, and then I had one video that went like mega viral, like 10 million views for like an ingredient household video. And I was like, okay, like this is my sign that I need to dive all into content creation. I really started posting consistently after that. I was posting recipes. I was trying to post fashion and vlogs, just trying to find my groove, and recipes was the one thing that really took off for me, that really did well consistently. But after a while, I got a little bored with that, and I just like wanted to do more of the influencer-y things. I was very much comparing myself to other people and just a little bit lost in what I wanted to do, which I feel like is what a lot of people are doing. And sometimes you're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall to figure out what is working. Your girl was just kind of all over the place for a little bit. And then at the end of 2023, I unexpectedly got pregnant with my third baby, only 9 months postpartum with my daughter. And again, I was still trying to stay on like the motherhood bandwagon, the pregnancy bandwagon, but that was the time that I just really had a big change of heart about sharing my kids online, about sharing so much about my pregnancy. I'm very much against like child exploitation, family vloggers, all of those things. So I just kind of stuck with posting recipes, vlogs here and there. I feel like I just kind of pulled back a lot from sharing about my family just for privacy reasons, and kind of got lost into what I wanted to post. Nothing was really doing well. Nothing was really working. I kind of felt like I was doing double for kind of no reason if none of this was working and I wasn't seeing any fruit of what I was doing. I talked in a few other videos that my husband and I lost our job at the end of 2025, which was a huge blow, and that was just a big transition in my life and just like made me want to rework and rewire a lot of things. So I still have a work from home corporate job, but around that time at the end of last year, beginning of this year, I was like, okay, this is my last shot to give it everything I've got. And if it doesn't work this time, I'm just gonna lay content creation to rest because I'm tired of putting all this effort into editing these videos, doing these things if I'm not seeing the fruit of my own labor. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've just been putting bronzer on for like 20 minutes. Probably around March of this year is when I really started diving back into content creation and just like really honing in on the style that I liked, what I wanted to do. And I found the Butter Mom content and like the nostalgic content, cozy content, like 90s, 2000s vibes. And I absolutely love that. We try to live our lives with a lot less technology. And my husband and I both had a really good childhood and a really similar childhood. And we wanted to give our kids that. So I really dove into the 90s Butter Mom content. And I had struggled for so long finding out what my niche was, like what my place was with social media. I still wanted to like show some of my family life, my personality, but like not exploit my kids and not put my kids in all of my content. And then I really struggled with the content being just about me and myself. So I just really honed in on the style of vlogs that I liked. I watched all of my other favorite content creators, kind of took little bits and pieces from them of what I liked about their content and how I could put my own spin on it to make it work for my own page. And that was a good starting point for me. And then I really had to figure out who I was talking to. And I think that's half the battle with your audience, is like figuring out who you're talking to, solving their problems. And for me, I got stuck in like the work from home mom trap, and I just felt like it was a cycle of complaining. I wasn't really happy posting about that because I didn't have any delineation from my like work life to my home life to my creative life. Everything was just kind of merged together, which was not very good for me mentally. And that's where I want to get into how I make like the actual logistics of posting work. And this was just kind of all a backstory of how I got into content creation, how I got to where I am today. But I want to actually talk about how I film and edit my videos, and just how I balance that with working my job. So filming and editing was something that I exponentially struggled with. I just felt like I was overwhelmed all the time. I didn't know what to film. I didn't really know how to edit or what to edit. And I can go into my editing style, how I edit my videos, different things in another video. But once I kind of honed in on my style of like what I liked, what I wanted to do. And again, I pulled a lot of inspiration from my favorite creators and just kind of meshed all of that into one and into my videos. But I have set times and boundaries of like when I film during the day and when I do not, because I didn't want to be on my phone all the time. I didn't want to constantly be stressed about having content or like pulling my phone out around my kids. So I film in the mornings as much as I can before my kids wake up or before I am working. and I do not film at all during my workday for content. I mean, I'll post a few stories here and there on like my Instagram or my TikTok, but I do not film anything in the middle of the day because I've had trouble with my employer before, like finding my account, finding my TikToks, and it just being a point of contention. Even if it was on like a lunch or a break that I was filming, I just decided it was not worth the risk anymore, especially after losing my job last year. And I film morning vlogs and like cozy morning film vlogs in the evenings, like cozy dinner time vlogs after I get off of work, or cozy like evening style vlogs. And again, this might differ for you if you don't have a work from home job, or you want to incorporate maybe like your before work routine or your after work routine. And I work from home, so I know my content will look a little bit different. I'm more like home and family and lifestyle, but if you're also a working mom and you want to incorporate like your like work routine, like your 5 to 9 before your 9 to 5, or your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5, I think those are great starting points to like figure out your editing style, have those time blocks in your day to film and to post that don't interfere with your workday if that's not something that you want to do. I just found that that was what I love the most, and I was home with my kids. I could still incorporate that type of lifestyle content that I liked and that I wanted into that, and still be able to film my vlogs. And that's the same thing. I leave all of my editing to the evenings. I try not to edit during the day. Sometimes I'll edit videos on my lunch break. If I need to tweak some things during the day, I will do that. But I left all of my editing for the evenings, and that is one thing that has cut down on my doom scrolling. And I think is one thing that has really aided in my creativity is that I have pretty much cut out all unnecessary scrolling, so I cannot compare myself to other people, because comparison is literally the thief of joy. And I just found the more I was scrolling, the more I was watching other people, I was like wondering why the things I wasn't doing or why the things I was doing wasn't working for me and it was working for other people, and just other people being where I wanted to be. And absolutely do that if it's motivational to you, but if it is not, cut down your scrolling, figure out what you like to post. That helped my creativity so much. And if I wanted to scroll, the one app that I would scroll was Pinterest. And since it's not really like instant gratification, there's not like other people you're watching on there, really things you're comparing yourself to, I would get bored of it most of the time and I wouldn't spend as much time on that app. And editing was one of the biggest things for me with like balancing content creation, and how I do a lot of what I do is I only film before work and after work, and then I just set certain times of the day where I'm editing, which is usually at night after my kids go to bed and I have a little bit of free time. But again, that might look different for you with any time in your day that you have some free time. Maybe it is your lunch break if you aren't a work from home mom, and you have that time at your job where you're away from everyone and you just want to sit in your car, and instead of doom scrolling or just wasting that 30 minutes to an hour, you can spend that 30 minutes to an hour editing a vlog, editing a video, or you could film a chatty video in your car, or just film kind of like a car vlog in that time. And I feel like balancing content creation with working a 9 to 5 is just finding little pockets of your day that work for you to either film or edit, and just trying to do that as consistently as you can. So kind of going back to having to like narrow down and figure out what you want to post about, find like 2 to 3 buckets to start of like what you want to post about. If you want to post like working mom content, do your vlogs in the morning, your vlogs in the evening, you could do outfits, you could do what I pack for lunch, and these are just examples from like being a working mom, or same with work from home, like what you do before work, what you do after work, like your evening routine, like your wind down routine. Or if you do want to film at home on your lunch break, you could do like everything that I get done in my lunch break as a work from home mom. Find whatever niche you want to post in, and if it's related to working mom content, those are just some things that you can incorporate during your day. Or if you want to be completely different, if you want to do like gaming content, or you want to do fashion or beauty, you could do your morning makeup routine, you could do your skincare routine at night, like taking off your makeup, you could do product reviews. Or if you do have car vlogs outside of working from home, you could do shopping hauls, or different makeup that you're picking up from the drugstore, different makeup that you are buying from Ulta or Sephora, different things like that. There's so many different like vlog styles and video styles that you can apply to so many different niches, and that's what I had to figure out. Another thing that I do a lot is batch film my content. Sometimes if I just want to film a morning vlog that day and I don't want to film an evening vlog, sometimes I'll film an outfit video of what I'm wearing for that day, a morning vlog of like the cozy morning that I'm having. So at least I know I have 2 videos to post for the next few days. And same with evening vlogs. If I film an evening vlog, I'm usually filming the dinner that I'm making, and I will have my evening vlog to post, and then I'll have the recipe or dinner video to post. So I'm constantly having backup videos, and I'm constantly having things to keep me. My dryer's going off. Samsung has the longest songs ever. Okay. I batch film my videos so I consistently have something to post every single day or every other day, depending on your posting schedule. And that's another thing that I want to talk about is have an idea of how many days a week that you want to post, whether that's 5 days a week, 7 days a week, 3 days a week, and stick with that posting schedule so it is consistent for you, for one, so you have more predictability in your schedule, and for your audience. Now that I'm just starting out and I'm really trying to build traction, I've been posting 5 to 6 days a week, and then I usually rest on Sunday unless I'm sick or super busy throughout the week and I can't post like one day throughout the week. I will post a video on Sunday, but I've really been trying to post as much as I can, and it doesn't have to be a video post every day. You could do a picture post or like a photo carousel, something that kind of goes along with your niche. But having a schedule and batch filming your content is one of the easiest ways for me. Hello. What? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Calls it Ding Dong Ditch. What do they call it? Apparently Canada calls it Knock Knock Ginger. What are you playing?
What's the... Now you sound like Roger. I don't even remember what I was talking about. All right, my husband interrupted me and I lost my train of thought. But the biggest things I've learned as a work from home mom who also is balancing content creation full time is that you have to have a niche or some idea of your audience and what you want to post about, a good posting schedule, batch filming, figuring out how much you want to post, what days of the week that you want to post. And my last little tip of advice, which sounds kind of cheesy and kind of obvious, is be yourself and be vulnerable with your audience, which I know is really hard, especially with like talking to camera videos. And every time I set up my camera, and so many people say this and it's really hard and it takes practice to get into it, is I act like I'm gonna FaceTime my sister or like I'm gonna send a voice note to one of my friends, and I just get in that mindset and I just kind of start yapping about whatever I want to talk about. And with growing my page to what it is now over the past few months, one of my best videos to this day is a video of me opening up about losing my job and struggling with debt, and just giving a little bit more of that vulnerability, which is really hard because you don't want people to know your business. You don't want people to know that you're struggling, but people like that and people resonate with that because I love videos like that. And when people are like sincere and honest, because social media is a facade as it is. And even when people talk about their struggles, they probably don't talk about every single little detail. But if you open up with your audience, you're a little bit more vulnerable with them and just talk about real life struggles. That has helped me grow so much, because it's so nice to post like cozy and aesthetic videos that are appealing to the eye, but your audience doesn't really have any connection with those videos. So as they scroll through your page, if they see that you're talking to the camera, they see that you're opening up about certain struggles in your life, they feel closer to you and they feel connected with you. And that was one of the things that I had taken from other content creators that I loved. I'm like, what makes me want to watch their content so much? And it was their vulnerability, opening up, just being themselves. So sometimes it can feel really cringy. Like in my vlogs now, I do a lot of the butter mom things, like dancing in my kitchen or just like doing like funny little cheesy things. But like I do that stuff in front of my kids. I do that stuff in front of my husband. I'm like, that is just who I am. And that might not be who somebody else is, but there is literally a niche for everyone and everything on social media, and you just have to hone in on that and truly just be yourself and not care what anybody else thinks. But at the same time, I say this over and over again, to be cringe is to be free. And you will feel really cringy and it feels really awkward in the beginning, but as you get into a groove and you really find your audience and find people that you click with, you're getting comments, you're getting interaction and engagement. I feel like that kind of helps to boost your confidence a little bit to keep posting, and helps you kind of hone in on your audience, hone in on your niche and just your style of posting. And it takes a little bit to figure that out, because again, I'm like 4 or 5 years into content creation, and I finally feel like I just found that after wanting to give up this past year. I know this was a little all over the place, and that is just in true fashion, especially as I get back into YouTube, but I just really wanted to make this an authentic video and not feel super scripted. I had an idea in my head of what I wanted to talk about, but I wasn't sure how it was all going to come out. So I hope that this was helpful, and I just feel like that's par for the course in my life with content creation, with being a work from home mom and creating content. I'm constantly juggling a million things at once, and if you're also a mom, I'm sure that you can relate. I hope that these few things that I talked about help you with pursuing content creation if you are also in the same season and in the same boat as me. But biggest takeaways are just plan out your content, batch your content, figure out what niche and what audience that you want to post to, and most importantly, just be yourself, even if you're weird and quirky and cringy. I promise you, everyone's a little bit weird. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and for being here. Again, if you like videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel, like this video, and let me know in the comments below if there's any other things you'd like for me to talk about, my editing style, or how I film videos, different angles, different things like that. And again, I'm still trying to find my groove, getting back into posting long form content, but it has been so fun because I love to yap, and I will leave all of my other social medias linked in the description if you want to follow me over there for a little bit more live updates, if you want to see kind of my style of content, how I film my vlogs, different things like that. I would love to have you. We are growing a cozy, fun little corner of the internet on TikTok and Instagram. But I think that is all that I have for today, and my kids are probably about to wake up from their nap. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.